Good evening, wherever you are in the world. You know who I am. I have a Baylor regular now. Special guest, Jerome Wilson. Jerome, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, Ingram. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, everybody seems to be good, I hope. So, the last time we spoke, you were going in to have a very serious operation. Tell us how serious the operation was.
Well, to myself, basically, it was just put the cranioplasty. It was called a craniotomy. So basically, to put a titanium plate in my head to replace the skull that they'd taken out of my head 11 months ago. So it's been 2 weeks now since I've had it. So basically, I'm just in the early stages of the healing process. I should be getting the staples taken out of my head tomorrow, actually. And hopefully it has healed to a stand where all of the staples can be taken out.
Right. So, I mean, in terms of what they were doing, in terms of stapling the skull, how serious is an operation? I mean, it obviously sounds serious, but how?
Yeah.
Is there anything that could go wrong with that operation?
There was many things that could have gone wrong. I could have had another bleed to the brain. I could have become paralyzed. I could have died. There's a lot of various other problems that could have disrupted nerves. I could have been. There's a large amount of different kind of outcomes that could have happened from the actual surgery. Every operation is a dangerous one. Can be a dangerous one, I should say.
I mean, I remember talking to you, and you were saying to me, look, you know, I've even gone to the point where I've kind of talked about my will and talked to my kids and said, you know, in that sort of way. That must have been an unreal experience.
Very. I don't think anyone contemplates writing a will at such a young age. And I come to that stage where the realization of it, I just needed to put certain things in place. So in the event of my death, then certain things that I've got or certain things that are happening go to the people I want it to go to.
Yeah.
Or there's some direction and order there in place. But yeah, it's very frightening because there's no way I wanted to leave this earth yet. But obviously I just needed to have that in order.
Okay. So, you've had a successful operation, clearly. You're with us. You're smiling.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was saying, psychologically, it's like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
Right.
Because I feared it. Since when I was in hospital 11 months ago and I was told that I needed to have another operation, I honestly feared it. I begrudged it. I didn't want it. Up until the time that I said I got the date for it, I didn't really want it, but I know I had to have it done so I can progress in the future and begin my rehab to get back to to a reasonable standard of living. Because this living limited is not living, and it's very hard to try and grasp that and understand that. But it's not what I've been used to. I've been like staying in my house. Not really doing much because I've not had the energy, or I've had that vulnerability factor. I don't want to get hurt, so I've stayed indoors because it's safer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very difficult. It's like a prison. It's like being trapped inside your own body, which is hard. You're having to go places with other people and not by yourself. It's very, you're very limited, and it's very hard. It's not living. I've not been living for 11 months.
Let's talk about the people who have been around you, your support network. How have they been for you?
I say my top carer is my partner, Michelle. Definitely, without a doubt, she's been my rock. Catches up to keep me sane, looked after the kids, looked after myself. I've done what I can when I can, but I'm telling you, she's had to be like a burden, but she's had a lot to deal with. And she's sorted me out. She's helped me keep on the straight and narrow.
Yes, that's a tribute to her and her character and her integrity, because she could have.
She could have walked.
Exactly, you said it.
She could have walked. Because I've been down. I don't think anybody likes to see another person very down and in a dark place. She's helped me to stay out of them dark places as well as my brother, my mom as well. And some sisters. Quite a few people and friends, quite a few close friends. Not all of them, but a select few. I've been able to talk to them. And without being able to disclose things and talk to them, I would have kept it inside, and I would have been eating away at myself. I would have been damaging myself more. At the start, in the earlier days, I did, and I couldn't confide in people. I kept it all in. I was in denial about a lot of things. But now I got to a stage where I needed to open up, and I did, and it was like a massive relief to do that. Massive relief to do that. Well, you learn that through experience, I think.
But let's talk about network and people, and I know you do a lot of expressing over Facebook, and one of the things I like about what you express is it's so true. People always say they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. And yeah, bro, I'm gonna be there. Don't worry, bro. I'm on that. And then when it comes down to D-Day.
Oh, sorry.
Phone's locked off. They can't call. They can't contact them. They're gone missing for dust. Next day, bruv. Bit busy, bruv. You see, you laugh because you know what I'm talking about.
It's true. It is so true. And I can't be a hypocrite. I think I've done that a few times, but I aim now not to do that because it's very hurtful. It's not a right thing to do. It's giving people false hope. I'm not in the business of that, and it's not nice on the person, because a lot of people believe that they are going to be, they believe that other people are going to be there for them, and they're not. And when they're not there, it's very hard on that person because they thought that they could depend on that person. When really, you shouldn't. You just need to, it's yourself that you need to depend on, really, to get you out of the crap, and real people that are there for you.
Okay.
No.
There's something that I when I'm talking to you, I'm getting a sort of, it's almost like a rebirth of Jerome Wilson, because you've got the pre-Jerome Wilson, who was the fighter, the boxer in the ring, and then you have the accident, and then you've become this Jerome Wilson now. How do the two Jerome Wilsons match up?
You know what? Very different. If you try to put both together, they wouldn't fit.
Explain.
They wouldn't fit. Because basically, I've realized a lot of things. It's like self-learning, self-discovery. We talked about this earlier, but it is basically you're learning. I've had to, when I've been by myself a lot, your mind just thinks about loads of different things, and you make observations about certain things.
Right.
You think, well, that's not right. Or when you look in the past or you look in the present, you think that's not right. But this should be happening, or that should be happening, and you're thinking, how the hell did that happen? Do you know what I mean? You learn a lot about yourself. You learn about your choices that you've made, and you think, why did I do that? Why did I make that decision? Why did I do that? And then you think, what should I have done? And then now you think to yourself, this is what I should have done now, and that's what I aim to do now in the future. Making better choices. And you're learning from mistakes. So basically now I am learning a lot more about myself, and about a lot of other people who I depended on before, when really I shouldn't have, because they didn't really they didn't give a damn about myself. Do you know what I mean? So I am learning a hell of a lot about myself. A lot. And I want after this, when I'm able to begin the recovery, the rehab, and I'm back to myself and I'm more independent, I aim to do a lot more things for the better, not just for myself but for other people as well. Because I get joy in that, especially with a lot of the coaching that I did and training, fitness training, things like that. I enjoy that. I love seeing people smiling and getting fit and being active and being encouraged and motivated to do different things. I love that.
You're a people's person.
I understand that now. Yeah, it's things that I've enjoyed it for the past 12 years, but I want to do that more. I've missed it.
Wow. You have a very important event coming up, September 12th.
It is the anniversary of the accident. A year a year to the day that I nearly died. I came very close to. It's the day that my life changed forever. So it's a very what's the word? Is it poignant day? So basically, it's we're gonna have the book launch on that day in Sheffield at Waterstones. So there'll be 100 copies available for the public to purchase, and basically sharing my experience that I had, because in that book there's going to be a lot of information in there that depicts exactly what it's like to go through what I've gone through. Everybody has their own battles, I know that, but I've been fortunate enough to share them with other people, and it's not a happy story, it's not happy at all, but it's real, and it could help other people come to grips with their own lives a little bit. But I don't know, I'm sharing a massive part of my life with everybody. Some will want to read it, some might not, but it's I don't know. I think I'm very scared about it, but because I'm sharing a big, massive part of myself about my experience in boxing and in life.
But it's you. It's your experience. It's your truth. It's your experience, and you be free to express how you feel, because that's who you are.
A lot of people will be shocked. But a lot of things.
I wouldn't be surprised. I understand there's gonna be a few fighters coming along as well to the event.
Yeah, agreed. Well, there's Paul Silky Jones. He was probably the first person that he gave me the idea to have the book launch, and he says, when you get the book launch, make sure I'm there. He says, oh, I want to be there to support it and come to it. So Paul Silky Jones, Ryan Rhodes is confirmed, Curtis Woodhouse is confirmed. Curtis is the one who did the foreword for me in the book as well.
Excellent.
My old stable mate with Ryan. Clinton Woods, ex-world champ. Then we've got my trainer, Ian Baines. Then we've got Glenn Rose, who was trainer to Sergeant Belmore. But he put me in the recovery position straight away because he knew that there was something wrong with me. Well, when I landed on the canvas. Who else is going to be? Chris Medley, one of my first trainers, along with, it was Chris Medley and Dave Caldwell, but Chris Medley is going to be coming to the event. Ross the Boss Birkinshaw, he'll be coming to the event also. Can't remember everybody. I think that's about it. There could be some more. We'll see on the day. I think I've got about 70 confirmed guests so far. But it's open to the public, so anyone can turn up.
And it's going to be at Sheffield, right? Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield Waterstones, the Orchard Square store.
Is that in Meadowview?
Not Meadowhall, no. This one, it's in the town centre in Sheffield.
Okay.
So I've not really been in the store that much. I've walked past it a few times, but it's reasonably sized, so it should get quite a few people in there. Yeah, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that. It's first kind of event. It's very weird. It's very surreal that I'm actually gonna have a book out. To take true. Yes.
So okay, you gonna have rehab now, correct?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a date to see my therapist.
So you don't know when that's gonna be yet, or
when it's gonna be? Yeah.
Is it weeks, months we're looking, or?
I'm thinking weeks. Weeks now, because they've been informed now that I've had the operation, and that's what they was waiting on. They was waiting for me to have the operation so they could come up with a date, and then when they give me the date, they want me to come down, sit with them. They're gonna have like a little consultation to try and come up with a plan to meet my needs, to see what I need to work on and develop, so I can become more independent.
Okay.
And address a few of the issues that I've got. See if they can, if it's possible.
And in terms of your current state now, what are the things that are the after effects of the accident?
There's quite a lot. I'm not gonna disclose every single one of them because some of them are quite personal.
Okay.
There's like fatigue, extreme fatigue. I'm in bed most of the time because I've got low energy. It's very hot. It's very weird, but energy is just sapped out of you.
Right.
Motivation to do certain things is just gone. It's not there.
Okay.
I've got weakness down one side of my body. All the left side of my body is very weak. And I get like tingling sensation down the one side of my body.
Right.
Coordinate cognitively. When I want to do certain things, I can't do them as effective as what I used to do before.
Right.
My reading is affected slightly. I can read perfectly fine, but when I want to read out, read the words out, they don't come out how I want them to come out. Sometimes
Right.
that's it's very frustrating.
Frustrating. I could. Well.
It's very frustrating. Psychologically as well, it's been a massive battle. I've had, like I said, with self-discovery, I've come through depression, which has been a massive thing for me to admit. I didn't believe that I was depressed at the beginning. I was lying to myself, but now I know that I was, because I was doing things that now when I look back at it, I regret. I was foolish. I made foolish decisions, and I wasn't aware. I was chasing like a buzz because I was unhappy. So I didn't realize I was depressed. And now I'm coming through that, which is a massive struggle. It's very hard. I'm not totally overcome that, but I know I've got the will to overcome that, and I know I will. But that I have to acknowledge it. I have to acknowledge that fact, because when you don't, you're setting yourself up for a massive fail. I know that now because I've done it. I've done that. I didn't basically acknowledge it, and it's damaging not just for you, but for your family that are close to you as well, because they're having to deal with what you're going through as well, which is it's hard. It's hard.
The other day, I sent a tweet to terrible Terry Norris.
Yeah.
And he responded, because he's on this real big thing about protecting the brain. This is an awareness campaign at the moment. Okay. And he responded that fighters need to understand that promoters really don't care for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a great. And when I sent him your interview, he responded by these similar words to that effect. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on Terry Norris and his
legend, 4-time world champion, Hall of Famer?
Absolutely,
is a legend. Is one of the top guys, obviously, which a lot of people, the boxing fan and fellow boxers, will look up to. Yeah. People try and like to follow him and trying to achieve what he's achieved, which obviously not everybody can. He's a man with great ability and great knowledge, so he knows what he's talking about. Definitely, he's had massive experience with various types of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to say thank you for actually watching the interview. I hope he watches this one.
Yeah, I'm sure he will do. There was another thing I wanted to ask you. It was more to do with when you hear people talking about a good old tear up now, two guys going at it and having a war in a boxing ring. Does that make your stomach churn, or are you happy? Are you still cool with that?
I'm not cool with that, because my boxing style throughout my career from the start, I was never much of a tear-up kind of fighter. I always used to like to use my brain and used to try to use the ring and pick my shots.
Right.
Not till the end of my career where I was told certain things that you have to please the crowd and do this and do that, and I changed my style to suit for the fan, basically, so I could put more bums on seats, become more what's the word? It's more saleable.
Saleable, yeah.
So
a household name, a domestic name.
So more people can come and watch me fight. So I changed my style slightly, and it didn't do me any favors. And so no, I like the art. I like the beauty of the sport, where people are having to use the brain, use the tactics, and think about what they're doing, pick the shots. I like that art of it. I love watching. I'm like a purist, and that I like to see that. I don't like seeing tear-ups, really.
So Floyd Mayweather.
Understand why?
Yes.
People like to watch that. Everyone likes to watch a good bro.
Yeah.
Tear up. I understand that some people do, but they're the people that probably don't really know that much about the boxing.
Right.
How hard it is to actually use the brain and then counter and pick them shots. and use the movements, be elusive. That takes a lot of skill to do that.
But Floyd Mayweather gets a lot of hate for that.
He does, and that's crazy. But look what he's achieved. He's a master. He's a master at it. He's one of the first fighters I watched, and I thought, wow, this is how you need to do it. It was him, Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Ray Leonard, and these are the guys, Roy Jones. They're the masters of the movement. What is it? Who else is Michael Nunn? Those various fighters that I watched.
Rigondeaux.
Yeah, he's another one. A lot of people are saying he's better at it than Mayweather.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying Mayweather. But he is quality at what he does. Yeah. And people try and brush it off like he's running away. People are running away. I hate that statement.
I hate too. He's
running away when not everybody can do that. That takes massive kind of brain power and cleverness
to
do that. It's not anyone can go in the ring and have a tear up. A lot of people could do that. It doesn't take no skill. A lot of people, it takes a lot of brawn and guts to do that. Yeah. And you have to have the heart to do it and the fitness to do it effectively.
And the durability.
Durability, definitely to do that. But it's a short-lived career if you do that in every fight. Short-lived career. If you're fighting and using your brain and using your smarts, you can last a long time. A hell of a long time.
That's why Floyd's still going.
That is it. And I think he's going to go for 50th.
We shall wait and see.
Depending on how this Berto fight turns out.
How do you think the Berto fight's going to go?
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good fight, you know.
I do too.
I like both styles. And it's not going to be a tear up. I think Berto might try and rough him up.
Yeah.
And he may cause him a bit of problems in a few of the rounds. I see Berto winning a few of the rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But ultimately, I think Mayweather will always find that way I think he's going to stop him.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to stop him because I believe Berto's going to be open. He's going to be open. It's going to be awkward. But I see him coming onto a shot. Oh, yeah, I do. I'm going to say that.
You're going with Mayweather stoppage?
Yeah.
What do you think about the 49th fight and possibly there could be an upset on the cards?
Say that again, sir.
What do you think about the 49th fight and it being an upset on the cards?
Ooh, that would be down to corruption, that.
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
I know you mean upset the apple cart. You think?
Yeah. And it's always that kind of guy, the guy that you don't expect.
Or a draw. Do you know what? A draw. That's what could happen. They could say a draw. Then it's going to happen the 50th. Imagine that. A draw.
Imagine losing to Berto on your 49th fight. After all you've done in all your career, you lose to Andre Berto.
Well, do you know, even though if he does, a lot of people put emphasis on the loss. He's done so much in that past and you can't forget it. So
but I know, but that loss.
Yeah, that part, so close we get so far. It would be hurting. It would be hurting.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And the way the world moves, there's nothing better than that. If you look at the way the world is and society is, that's not like Andre Berto come along and beat Floyd Mayweather like that. That's almost like, I don't know. It kind of tarnishes you in a kind of way that
people say, "I told you so." He's not the greatest. He's not.
There you go. See?
You'll get loads of them people saying this, that, and other. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Let's hope it doesn't happen. But
no, I hope it doesn't.
But anytime you do history and boxing and history, Larry Holmes with Leon Spinks. I mean, you know,
it happens. It does
happen.
Not
Leon, Michael Spinks. In fact, Michael Spinks.
It can happen.
It can happen. Jerome Wilson, thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV.
It's great to talk to you again, and the fans that tune into it. So I appreciate it, and I'll speak to you again soon as well.
Sounds good.
All right, respect.
Respect. Take care.
All right, you take it easy.